The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. Hey, who reported my videos? Because they all going in the yellow for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? I know I started the show a little early, so I'll give people time to come in. What's up, Casey? What's up, Sexy60? How you doing? What's up, Clever Girl? Nice to see you. Shout out to everybody here right now. Yeah, I started a little early. I was like, this is a late show, so I might as well just go live now. Let me just share this just to let people know to come in the room. Yeah, that Diddy stuff is crazy, y'all. But besides that, that video and all the videos I did today went in the yellow. For those of you who don't know what that means, we don't get full monetization when it goes in the yellow. What's up, Ronnie? Thank you for being here. They went in the yeah, so yeah, all my videos went in the yellow today. So I'm all like, oh, I ain't gonna make no money today. Okay, come through. We live, baby. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, I shared it. What's up, Beauty for Ashes? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Okay, so I did get a chance to watch the Wendy Williams documentary. It shouldn't have came out. Now, I did watch it, but it shouldn't have came out. Yo, it was crazy. Seeing Wendy like that, I was all like, what is going on? Like, we've been curious to know what's going on with Wendy and stuff like that. But now that we know what's going on, I think the mystery was better than knowing what was going on with Wendy. Because I looked at that and I was all like, oh, she doing bad. Like, Wendy looked like she was getting ready, put me in the coffin. Like, that's what Wendy looked like. She looked like, put her in the coffin, because I just don't know how anybody watched that without feeling like they were watching like a real life train wreck. That's what it looked like, a train wreck the whole time. What's up, Oracle? Yeah, tragic, very tragic. It's doing all right. Could be better. It's doing all right. Thank you for asking, Beauty for Ashes. She was asking about my ankle. It still hurts. Nothing changed. What's up, Denetria? Thank you for being here. But yeah, I watched the documentary. I was like, this is like a horror movie, a train wreck. It was very sad to see. I'm still confused by this. There's still a lot of questions that I have, but I'm still confused by this. Number one, why or how did Will come into the picture? Was that explained and I just missed that part? Because at first I thought Will just came, it was a friend and he came out of nowhere, but he was working with the Guardian. So I'm all like, so was Will and Shawn is her PR person that she was talking to crazy. And so is Will and Shawn, were they appointed by the Guardian? Because you know how they were saying Wendy's not getting any money and her financial advisor is, you know, or her Guardian is the one that over control of her money. Well, I don't believe Will and Shawn is doing this for free. So are they working through the courts? Because remember when she flew out to LA, he was all like, "Oh yeah, I gotta tell the Guardian. I gotta tell the Guardian about this." Okay, you seen part one and not part two. So I seen part of part one, and then I seen the full thing of part two. I feel like both of them were horrible and horrendous, and yeah, you basically got the same thing out of both of them. Will she met in the nightclub after her breakup. Yeah, but why? Like, how? So that's what I would still like to know. I don't know how they were getting paid. If Wendy doesn't have any money and she's not able to get control of her own money, were they sent through the courts to watch over Wendy? That's the part that I'm still confused about, Sexy 60, because I highly doubt they're working for free. And even with this documentary, you know, if it's being paid out in Wendy's name, wouldn't that automatically go to her bank? Because that's the reason why they did this. Because Wendy doesn't have any money. Well, two reasons. She doesn't have any money, and this is why she wanted to do it. And it went, and it was so sad, y'all, because Wendy was all like, "Yeah, we're doing a podcast. See, we're doing the podcast right now." The documentary, she thought that was the podcast. So when she was, you know, when they were asking, when she was like, I might go to Paris, I might go to London, you know, I can do the podcast anywhere. She literally thought a podcast was a documentary. She wasn't in her right frame of mind, y'all. Her estimated net worth 2 years ago was 40 million. It's 500. I seen it's 500K now. So where did that money go? Now I don't want y'all to go crazy because the net worth, celebrity network, don't really look into that because they actually don't know. I think they're going off of based of what Wendy is making now and not like what her actual bank account says. So don't worry about it too much. They don't really know. And again, who's to say that the Guardian isn't sucking all the money? Because like I said, a Guardian gets paid from Wendy's estate. Like they don't get, you know, paid from the government or anything like that. They're getting paid literally through her money in her bank. And so who's to say the Guardian is going to be like, oh yeah, I think she's good, you know? The only good thing is that every year she gets reevaluated. And they stated towards the end of the documentary, hopefully y'all watched it. They stated towards the end of the documentary, like, hey, Wendy seems to be doing better. They're not allowed to know where she is, but she seems like she's doing better. She's more coherent because it's alcohol-induced dementia. So there is a possibility that she's not going to go 100%. However, she will start to do better as she's not drinking alcohol and stuff like that. So that's good. That is one positive, but I think that was the only positive out of the whole film. Her son and nephew looked like they were uncomfortable on camera. It looked like they didn't want to be there. Still not understanding why the sister couldn't take, you know, be the Guardian. She said, and when she said she would, I'm not understanding that. However, I know those producers screwed her over. They made her come back to New York. They knew she wasn't going to be able to work, and they knew she wasn't in her right frame of mind. But they made her come back to work, forced her to work again, and was all like, you know, we need Wendy back here. And I know it was those producers who, because this is what Kevin Hunter had alluded to this morning, but he deleted his post, that it was those producers that were all like, oh yeah, we need Wendy to come back here. And they probably told Wells Fargo and everything that the family was spending the money. It was an inside job. They knew what they were doing. It was an inside job. Wendy said she hired Will and that they were in a business partnership. Huh. And see, that still leaves me like, why was he working so closely with the Guardian and stuff like that? Was that a part of their deal? I would like that a little bit more explained too, because when she went to LA, he was like, oh, I gotta tell the Guardian. Oh, the Guardian's doing, and like and remember at the end of the documentary when they were talking about she was in some kind of facility. He was like, "Oh, I seen her 10 days ago." Well, how does Will get to see her and the family don't? Why is he so close to? He's closer to the situation than the family is. The family says they can't even get in touch with the guardian. Why does he have control of why does he have more say with what happens with Wendy than the actual family? That's why I'm still like confused about that part. And again, I think those producers were probably like, you know what? We need to tell them what's going on, and we think the family's doing this so they can have control over Wendy and stuff like that. They probably wanted to get some kind of control of her, and and I mean as far as like the back end stuff, as far as replacing her with Sher Shepard and stuff like that. And mind you, now I want to apologize to Sher Shepard because I know I came down hard that she stole that lady's show and stuff like that. I think Sherry probably should have passed on it and got it a different way, but I don't blame her. The opportunity presented itself and she took it. What else was she supposed to do? She did what she was supposed to do. Now, we ain't got to like it, but it is what it is. Every time by the hour. Yeah, exactly. But I thought under the court-appointed guardianship, she was ordered to stay in New York. Well, I think it's wherever they tell her that she can go. But that wasn't, when she went to LA, that wasn't approved. Yeah. After the documentary, I still don't trust him. The fact that he has more say so of what she can and can't do versus the family, that's what makes me go, I don't like this. Because how can they shun the family from knowing where she is and stuff like that? Because is there like a protection order or something like that? That's what I don't know. Like, was there a restraining order? Like, how does could y'all imagine not knowing where your family was, but you have to wait, like a jail call. You got to wait for a jail call in order to talk to them. Like, I'm just thinking about real life. That's how I'm relaying this, y'all, like real life. Those producers of the documentary are backtracking if they knew how bad she was. Yeah, those were the producers of the documentary was all like, oh, we didn't know that she had dementia and all of this. Okay, well, when you found out, why didn't you say, hey, we're going to go ahead and just X this out? And the fact that they left all the bad parts when she was going off on the nail tech, and then she was, poor Shawn. I don't trust Shawn either, the PR person that took her to LA. I don't trust her either. However, I did feel bad when Wendy was talking to her all crazy and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, nah, like this ain't good. And I did hear that Shawn got the boot. They got rid of her. The PR person, well, shit, no need for no more PR, but I heard they got rid of her. I guess Will considers the guardian his employee. Okay. So she's allowed to have a business partner, but I don't, the ins and outs, because again, it's a closed case with the whole guardianship. So we don't know the details of the contract, basically. The producer of that show offed himself. Right. That's another thing. We talked about that. Yeah, it is very sad. What's up, Cups? Yeah, and I'm confused too. I got so many questions how the ins and out work with this. It's not making sense at all. I don't think it highlighted so much of the family's wrongdoings, but people in Wendy's life currently as a whole, they are all failing her. Right. How is she doing worse with the guardian who's supposed to be looking out for her than, when she was with her family? And her family showed videos. She did look happy. She looked coherent. She looked like she knew what she was saying and talking about. I ain't gonna lie, though. My favorite part was with Tommy. Shout out to Tommy Williams. I said I was gonna make no more jokes about him, but there was like one little funny part when she was with her dad and Tommy at dinner, and she was all like, "Kevin, I'm so happy that you're here." She thought Tommy, her brother, was Kevin, her ex-husband. Yo, that part cracked me up. I ain't gonna lie. I love that part. Did you see the part where she just had money laying around? Yeah, I seen that too. It's sad to see these people taking her. Yeah, they're taking from her because she wasn't going to work again. So what did you really need to manage? What were you managing if she couldn't really work? She wasn't coherent enough to work, you know. I think the family was not always telling the truth. Clearly, the sister was talking to her when Wendy called her at the end. Yeah, and little Kev spending over 100K on Uber Eats. Like I'm like nobody cooking a home cooked meal there. Like literally, you just ate out the whole time. And you know, he said like, you know, Wendy said if he needed anything, he could just basically use the money whatever he felt like he needed. But that's not right. You know, you can't just be, especially something ridiculous like that. I can see why you would be alerted, like, okay, 100K and you're spending that on food, like that's a little excessive. But at the end of the day, he probably eating the best. He ain't eating McDonald's. He eating the best food, you know? I definitely don't trust Shawn. She is an opportunist. Yeah. And the way she was just taking that abuse from Wendy, you know, she was making, you know, yeah, she probably was making some good money. I ain't gonna lie. Because let's be honest, I ain't gonna let you, I don't care how much dementia you got, you ain't gonna talk to me crazy. But if you paying me well, you can talk to me a little crazy. I'll take it, you know. What's up, Tina? It's on the men. Still hurts like hell, but it's on the men. I agree. If you're gonna steal my money, I'd rather it be my family. Right. And I still think, you know, there's just parts of like with the family, I'm just all like, there's something that is missing. Like, I know they said Kevin was a power of attorney and then they took it away from him because they, you know, they felt like he was doing something with the money and stuff like that. But why didn't it then go to his sister or some other relative? Like, you're just telling me like Kevin messed up. And so now the whole family is, you know, has to be, I don't know. That just didn't make any sense. Like, even if Kevin lost the power of attorney, why didn't it then go to the sister or the niece or hell, even Tommy? Why didn't it go to one of them? Yeah, DJ Booth, right. I would love to hear what DJ Booth has to say about all this. The most horrific part out of this, it seems that her husband kept her together, yet he was the one that broke her. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people say that Kevin was the one that kept her together and all this other stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, he kind of put her in this situation. You know, this is what got her drinking, and I believe eventually Wendy would have ended up in this situation no matter what. I believe that Kevin probably told her like, hey, put on that wig, put on that dress, and get your ass on stage. I feel like Kevin, you know, was doing a little Suge Knight-ish, you know? He gave me the impression that he was Suge Knight and probably told her, get your ass on that stage and perform, you know, get on there, do the talk show thing. And while I have my girlfriends and all this other stuff, I think he was mismanaging finances. Yeah, definitely mismanaging finances. I would say that. And another thing that's weird is why doesn't Kevin get paid any alimony from Wendy? You know how the court stopped his alimony and stuff like that when she was like, that seemed like that would be court ordered, right? If you are, you know, unless it was a term in their wedding settlement or their divorce settlement, like, hey, if she ever does bad, you can't get any more money. But that seems like that would be something that would be routinely paid out. And that also lets you know that Kevin, the older one, talking about the one that married Wendy, he's not good with his finances either. So him and his baby mama were literally dependent on Wendy's money. That's crazy to me. Because remember, he had to sell his home and everything like that. So literally, Kevin and Sharina were dependent on Wendy's alimony money to stay afloat and to stay alive. Off of your ex-wife that you cheated and then had a baby with another woman. So even though it seemed like she was better with Kevin, there's just some things, I guess, more so morally, where it's all like, I I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't make any. They're all just. It's not right. And the reason why I'm thinking like her family ain't shit for this is because they didn't look at this documentary and go like, "Ooh, maybe we shouldn't release this." Like there was just certain, like I feel like when Wendy was having her episodes and stuff like that, I think they should have more protected Wendy. That's just me. And I get like, oh well, we don't want something that's totally edited and not real. But I just feel like, when she was going off on people and just certain things, like they could have edited that out. I mean, the lady didn't even know what the Oscars was. Like when Shawn asked her if she wanted to go to the Oscars, she was all like, "What's that?" And I'm all like, "Oh, Wendy don't even know what the Oscars is." I know she gonna have her own life. Yeah, surviving Wendy's. What's her name? The Morrissey, Sabrina Morrissey. Yeah, yeah, they can't pull. Yeah, but I meant during the process. Like during the process, they definitely should have just cut it off. Like when they were filming it, they should have been like, "Oh, we're just gonna go ahead and end this. It's over with." Because now they're backtracking. They're backtracking, being all like, "Oh well, if we know that she had dementia, we wouldn't have did it." Okay, well, when you were filming it and you seen it yourself, y'all should have said, "Oh yeah, this ain't it." Wendy want to tell her story, no matter how bad it looks to the public. I want to believe that too, Kevin. But like for example, Wendy was always about her wigs. Like she said, you would never see her without her wig. She had took it off when she was with that Black China. That just lets me know, like Wendy. I don't think the real Wendy would have did that. I mean, I know she's the real Wendy, but if she was in her right mind, I don't think she would have took off that wig and everything like that. She was too vulnerable. Even when her first documentary, the documentary they did when she first left Kevin, she had her wig on, like she was transparent, but not to that end. Oh, and just speaking of that whole conversation with Black China, like I listen, from here on out, I'll say this. I'll try my hardest not to say anything bad about Black China, because the way that she loved Wendy, and you can just tell that she loves Wendy, I can never, yeah, I can't say anything bad about Black China. She's definitely a real friend. And I'm surprised that was the only, unless I missed it in part one, you guys, but I'm surprised that was like the only celebrity that reached out to Wendy. Where was Jason Lee? This water tastes good, y'all. But where was Jason Lee? Did anybody wonder that? Am I the only one who was like, remember Jason Lee seemed like he knew everything. And, he recorded that phone call with Wendy that he shouldn't have recorded. But he had that phone call with Wendy and stuff like that. I mean, does he even mention Wendy anymore, you guys? Where was Jason Lee? Oh, the manager cut ties with Jason Lee. Oh, okay. I can see that. Has he made any comment about this at all, though? Jason is a user. Angela was a real friend to her. Yeah. I don't understand why Wells Fargo stepped in. Who cares if she's burning through? Yeah, and that's the thing too, Pinky. Like a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, AT2, you don't have that kind of money, so you don't understand." Just how does a bank have like even if you're spending up all your money? I've never seen a bank step in and was like, "Hey, we're gonna get a guardian. We're gonna get this and take everything away from you." Like that part is not. I don't understand that part. How they were able to override what her family say. Like that guardian has, I can't even, I know a lot of people are comparing this to Britney Spears. Even though Britney Spears' dad wasn't shit, they gave it to her dad. Brittany didn't have some kind of guardian that was just placed over her. Her dad was her guardian. So with Wendy, she literally has some random lady she doesn't even know as her guardian. How was that able to get done versus having, or giving it to another friend, or at least like a close friend? She don't know that Sabrina Morrissey, like she don't know her. Last time I spoke to my brother, only thing he asked me, did I have a burial insurance? And I told him no money for you, brother. Wait, hold on, what? I told him my burial plan is already paid for and he's not in charge. Oh, okay, you get through the curve, Tino. You ain't playing. Oh, your family money hungry. Okay. And I know a lot of people are saying she wasn't good with her family and stuff like that, but I was only under the impression she wasn't good with Tommy. I didn't think it was her whole family that she wasn't good with, because she always talked highly of her sister and her niece and stuff like that, who you've seen in the film. They seen that 100K in Uber Eats. Yeah, I guess that's what it was. They said, oh, hell no, we got to take this away. But even with somebody who has like a lot of money like that, I would figure like, yeah, they probably do spend ridiculous amounts on like a personal chef or, whatnot. Like I wouldn't, unless they're saying like Wendy only had a couple of 100,000 in her bank account, I can see them, yeah, but if she was worth allegedly 40 million beforehand, like 100,000 in Uber Eats, all right, yeah, I can see that. Damn, 3K, that's what that equates to? That's a lot of money. I believe her son got her that money and her sister. Okay, 100K a year. Okay, well, yeah, he should have had a personal chef rather than doing the Uber Eats. Oh, he was buying crab legs. Girl, he was eating crab legs. Hold on, let me play the commercial real quick. Let's take a little break. I need some more water.
Girl, he was supposed to have go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
Yeah. He must be eating crab legs and like king crab, not just crab legs, like king crab legs. He was eating the best of the best. Nah, it's just some stuff that is not making sense to me. Another part that I was concerned about was the drinking thing. Like, who was getting her the alcohol? Like, I don't know who's going to the store or whatever for her, but who is that person? Because that person definitely should have been fired. We know Wendy wasn't going to the store by herself. Who was literally getting her the alcohol? That wasn't answered. Did they answer that, you guys, who was getting her alcohol? Tell me in the chat right now. Like, who was getting her the alcohol in the first place? How did she have bottles and bottles? Somebody should have, as soon as they seen her with the bottle, they'd be like, you ain't getting this, you alcoholic, and threw it out the window or flushed it down the toilet or something. At that point, don't be nice. If somebody an addict, you got to tell them they an addict. If you ask me, Sean, because Sean was letting her drink. Yep, you're right about that. It was Sean. I'm glad Sean got fired. She was horrible. The son was probably sharing with his spot. I feel like Kevin had some kind of control over her money. Now, it wasn't, I'll say allegedly because this wasn't announced in the documentary, but I feel like Big Kev probably was using Lil Kev to stifle some money and stuff. So it gotta be something criminal or something to make them go like, what's going on here? Because 100K in Uber Eats, even though that's a lot, that wouldn't make me go like, oh yeah, we need to have somebody over Wendy's money, 100K. No, because you got to think about this too. It's Miami, and she's probably feeding her whole family. I highly doubt he's just spending 100K just by himself. They probably was feeding a lot of people. C cups, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's like that. Some of the money that little Kev was getting out the account was also being used for his dad too. It had to be, because why they cut off his alimony? You can't tell me that alimony is something that they would cut off. Like, you gotta pay alimony. You can't just not pay alimony. I think it was that condo too. Vaping and smoking. Never heard Wendy saying she did. Right. I never remember Wendy saying that she smoked or anything like that. So she had that the blue thing, the vape. I was all like, yeah, that doesn't seem like Wendy. Can you stop paying alimony? Is alimony like child support? If there is not a written agreement or a court order, your spouse can stop paying alimony at any time. Oh, I didn't know that. If it's not a court, while you cannot refuse, hold on. While you cannot refuse to pay alimony, you may be able to modify the court order to reduce or eliminate the amount that you owe. Oh. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because they're all like, hey, Wendy's not in her right mind. Let me go ahead and put a stop to, the Guardian probably put a stop to it and was like, let me cut off this alimony. He don't need that. He an able-bodied man. Why does he need, Makes sense. Yeah, that's why they cut it off. And I know they didn't ask Kevin to be a part of it either. So I'm thinking that no parties involved in that film want anything to do with Kevin, because I'm surprised they didn't have a statement or didn't have anything, from him. And I know he gave an interview to Choke No Joke a few months, like sometime last year. Y'all remember that he gave an interview to him? So. Right, this was scary, like from a scary movie. Yeah, it's crazy. I heard one can make 100K at Uber Eats. Sounds like a good job for Kevin. Right. Wendy's family and friends are hoodlums. I would agree with you. When it comes to her money, they misused it. Right. I think they all played a part in this. And I think Wendy was giving, I mean, she already had her friends, her career, her, her kids and stuff like that. She had little Kev, she trusted them and was all like, hey, do whatever. And they probably had unlimited access to her money. And that's when it got messed up. Oh, me too. I hope that I'll say this. I hope that she heals, not necessarily a comeback. I don't think she need to be on in nobody podcast, nobody this, nobody that. She just need to, get her mind right. That's what she needs to do. Get her mind right. Who also, because the only thing I can think of how Wells Fargo was able to do this is somebody like submitted some medical records or something like that. And because little Kev did say like he knew that his mom had dementia and stuff like that. He was aware of that and was told that. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, you knew she had dementia, but like who else knew? And it could have been the show producers too. They could have known and was all like, yeah, we got to warn somebody. Like, who also was linked to that account that made, like, there has to be somebody who was linked to the account and also had her medical records for them to even do this. Because, I mean, say if I was losing my mind, could Cups of Conversation call my bank and then tie up my funds? No, they'd be like, who the fuck are you? So it has to be somebody who was tied to her money. Debmar Mercury. Yeah, Debmar Mercury. Yeah, that's why I'm all like, yeah, it's definitely the show producers that set her up. Oh, yeah, we know this. Oh, and Barry. Yeah, remember she did that video, calling out Barry all like, I know you have my money, blah, blah, blah. I remember that. Yep, you are right about that. I remember that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable for my foot. It fell asleep. Yeah, the broken one fell asleep. Yeah. I remember that. You're right about that. Barry. Where is Barry, by the way? What was his name, y'all? Barry, Wendy's manager. Let me see. Um, Dang, I remember she said, because she said Barry had access to her credit cards and stuff like that. Like thank you for reminding me about that. But oh, yo, we got to do an update on where is Barry. Thank you, J990. Oh, is it Bernie? Oh, it's Bernie. Bernie. That's what his name is. You said Costa Rica? uh, Bernie. Yep, executive television producer. Yep. Because I'm all like, where is he? He done disappeared. How out of all people, this man was around and now. And Bernie was like her right-hand man, too. And in 2022, he filed to be her legal guardian. Yep, I got the article right here. It says, fight for Wendy Williams, ex-manager Bernie Young files to be her legal guardian as she suffers major health problems. Wendy Williams, ex-manager, okay. The Elling TV host, former manager Bernie Young, 75, whom she fired earlier this year, quietly flipped papers in New York court amid her legal battle to gain control over her Wells Fargo bank accounts. Multiple sources confirm Bernie, yep. Where is Bernie now? Where is he now? One source told close to Wendy told The Sun that Bernie filed a petition for guardianship over Wendy about 2 weeks ago in sealed case, though she wants nothing to do with him. Though Wendy distanced herself from Bernie in recent months, a second source claimed that during the Wells Fargo legal case, the bank said Wendy's former manager was someone who was acting in her best interest. Other sources close to the ongoing legal drama claim the initial case Wendy brought against Wells Fargo to regain access to her frozen accounts has now been rolled into main guardianship case. Damn, that Bernie was the one who, I forgot all about that. See, that's why I'm glad y'all be telling me stuff. Bernie and Denmar are close to each other. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what it was. He was initially trying to get her in some kind of guardianship and stuff like that. And now we don't even hear about him. And then they appointed that random lady, and Wendy is still messed up. You know, Wells Fargo had this fraudulent account. Oh yeah, I got paid from them going on. I wonder, was Wendy's account? That could be. And was Bernie in it? Was Bernie taking advantage of her money? Because remember, it was a video. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. But Wendy was all like, and Bernie is using my credit cards and blah, blah, blah. Y'all remember that? It was on that one account she had. It was the account that she had before the Wendy Williams Experience one. There was another one. It was like a picture of like a beach or something like that. Y'all remember that? Oh, I'm going to try to find it real quick, y'all. If that account is even still up, Wendy Williams. Yeah, it's still here. 134,000. Here we go, y'all.
My thing is that I've been asking questions about my money. And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response.
That was the financial advisor.
I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions and answers with regarding my money. This is not fair. And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this guardianship petition about keeping me away from my money. This is not right. And you know this is not fair. And this guy named Bernie Young, I know for a fact that Bernie Young used my American Express card to hire an attorney to file a petition against me.
Used her own money.
That was done with my American Express card. Bernie Young, you're no good. And this is not fair at all. And then there's this person, this a former doctor, okay, had medical information about me that I never even got. It was sent over to Lori Schiller. So I haven't gotten the stuff. I fired the doctor. And again, all I want to know is, where is my money? This is not right. And certainly, this is not fair. This is not fair. You know, Wells Fargo has used all this stuff to create the guardianship over me. This is not right. And certainly this is not fair. The New York court system is, without evidence, they're being weird to me, this court system. Without evidence, they took all this information and continued with what's going on with me based on what Wells Fargo is doing. This is not fair. This is not fair, you know? And the New York court is treating me like they did in, do you remember Kung Fu judge case? Do you remember that Kung Fu judge case? That's not right, and that is not fair. Lori Schiller, Bernie Young, and Wells Fargo. Please let me have access to my money. This is not right. And again,
why isn't there like a case like looking, well, shit, we can't see the case because it's sealed, but they should be looking at Bernie and Lori Schiller. That was the financial advisor, Lori Schiller, and then Bernie was her ex-manager that she actually fired. And then, I don't know if you guys heard, but she said the doctor sent her her like medical records or something like that. So can your doctor do that? Send your medical records over to your bank? Usually if there's something like when my grandma had dementia, we didn't know what was wrong with her, but we knew something was wrong, right? And so my dad took my grandma to the hospital. That's when they said that she had cancer, and then they'll have to remove like a tumor, and they said she had dementia. He was the one that, him and my uncles, they then, were like a power of attorney and able to, make decisions for my grandma. I've never heard of like them sending the information over to the bank and having somebody else over the finances and stuff like that. Like you would have the family over all that stuff. So there's some kind of inside work that they're doing. And if Bernie was not her power of attorney, and mind you, he was fired. So wouldn't this be like, Retaliation. I'm fired, so you know what? I'm gonna let them know that you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you know she ain't in her right mind, and her family's doing X, Y, and Z. Like, why is that not being looked at? Because if anything, this just seems like revenge. Like he wanted revenge on her because she fired him, and because he wanted to be the one over her, you know, finances and stuff like that. Because Wendy has a lot of money. It ain't right. It ain't right. Yeah, they kicked him off for being the power of attorney, Keish. Maybe her family can't be trusted. So, I mean, excuse me. I don't even think it's a thing where like the family it can't be trusted. I think whatever information that Lori Schiller and Bernie gave them effed her up. I gotta look into this more, you guys. I gotta look into it. Thank y'all for bringing up Bernie's name. I gotta look into this more. There needs to be internal investigation. Yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video on Facebook because we need an investigation done. We need an investigation done on this shit. He set her up, and also that Lori Striller. And you know, shout out to Heart of Inspiration because she mentioned Lori Striller, but I haven't heard anybody mention Bernie in a long time until you guys told me that. When y'all mentioned Bernie, I was like, oh, shoot. That's how we even got in this mess in the first place. Because remember, they were trying to get Wendy. They were like, yeah, she's going to come back. She's going to come back. And then finally, they was like, yeah, Wendy ain't coming back. We just going to do guest hosts. And Sher Shepard got her own show. And it was kind of like, And we move on so fast from celebrity gossip. It sucks. That with celebrity gossip, it's only there for like a hot second and then we toss the people out. But this is something that still needs to be looked at. Yeah, where the niece come in at. Well, the niece was in the documentary, you know, and she's been doing all the press interviews for this documentary. So, you know, I honestly don't know. Someone initiated the guardianship, but I do not recall if that was said on the show. Who it was. Emily, yeah. See, I don't remember. Like, that's what I was wanting them to more explain. Like, I feel like for me, that's what I was missing. Like the explanation on how this happened. Like, we know the courts came in, but how was this legally done? Because if something happened to y'all, right? Wouldn't your family be the people in control of you or in charge of you? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. If something happened to you, your family would be in charge of you. Put a 1 or put a 2 if it would go to a guardian. That's why it's not making any sense to me. If something is wrong with you, it goes to your family, not a guardian. What information did Lori Striller and, you know, and Bernie have where it proves that the family can't be in control? Right. Y'all agree with me. Next of kin. Yeah, her adult son. Exactly. What information is sealed in that case that we don't know anything about? We need to look into that. And that needs to be, there needs to be an investigation into the work and information that they were given. And like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing of part 1, but I don't think Bernie was mentioned one time. Was Bernie mentioned in the first part? Did you guys watch the whole thing of the first part? I didn't see Bernie mentioned at all. So that's why I'm confused. Like, okay, there's something fell through the cracks there. My son and daughter, right, Mary? Yeah, your family would, Bernie is 75. His old ass don't need to be in. Listen, Bernie need a caretaker. He is the, shout out to everybody 75 and older. I ain't gonna be 35 and you 75 over my money. Because you, listen, I'm trying to be nice, y'all, but you know, I ain't being the ageist or whatever. But I'm just saying, you ain't gonna be 75 on your way out the door. You control my, no, hell no. And shout out to all the old heads. You know I love, you know it's all love. This ain't the iPhone, so it don't do any hearts and stuff like that. It's just regular. See, no confetti, no nothing. Why only the iPhone do that? How come like the Androids don't do that? That's crazy. Yeah, Bernie name was never mentioned. Yeah, Bernie trick one last time. Bernie wants to right. He probably sniffing cocaine off of strippers' booties. Wendy appointed that lady. Wait, which lady? Because remember, they beeped her name out. The Guardian, they were beeping her name out. That's the weird part. Like, are you sure 6060? I thought she came out of nowhere. Okay. And I could be wrong, 6060. Yeah, I thought Sabrina was court appointed. Yeah. Like Lori in the beginning, yes, that was her financial advisor. Yes, if you're talking about Lori. Yeah, that's why like 59 already having dementia. Like that was crazy, but yeah, all that drinking led to that. Yeah, because 59 is too young, like for dementia. Like what? Remember they even said Britney Spears had dementia. Britney Spears is only like this was when she was like in her early 30s. They were saying she had dementia. So yeah, they just throw that on anybody to get their money, huh? Right. She could get better, exactly. And at the end of the film, they did say it seemed like she's getting better. You think the niece will? Wow. Yeah, I don't know. We gonna look into Mr. Bernie. Yeah, I'm so glad that this page is still up, and I'm still following it too. When was the last time? September 2020. Oh, when was this video? This video was March 23rd, 2022. So yeah, this was around the whole time with Bernie and all that. And I'm so surprised Bernie doesn't have any kind of social media presence. We don't know. Is he not working on any more shows? Because I'm definitely going to call the producers and be all like, hey, don't trust this Bernie guy. Whatever show Bernie is working on, they need to fire his ass, you know. No, the last. No. Nope. Nothing. Just everything related to Wendy Williams. Yep. I tried. All right. What's up, Star Nate? Thank you for being here. All right, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Like I said, I'm going to look a little further into that Bernie situation because I forgot how we got here. And now that I remember how we got here, this is going to make me look a little further into this. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. Make sure before you go to bed tonight, you tell somebody that you love them, okay? All right, we out of here. Love y'all. Deuces. We out. Hey, J990, you got to send it to me on Instagram because you can't put links and unless you're a moderator, you can't put links in the chat. So you got to send it to me on my IG, AT2_for real. Okay. All right. Bye.